Hello everyone, welcome to KINTU'S Lunch, the channel of interior design, lifestyle, culture, especially focusing on African culture. In today's topic, we are going to talk about Kabalega of Bunyoro. But before we delve into this topic, like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm welcoming back all my subscribers and all those who are new to the channel. We welcome you. In today's topic, we are going to look at history, at someone who is not very well known. Not many people talk about him, but is nevertheless a hero. And this man was the king of Bunyoro. But before we talk about him, let's look briefly at his kingdom. Okay. The kingdom of Bunyoro, which was referred to as Bunyoro Kitara, is in its heyday was composed of much of modern Uganda, eastern Kenya, northern Tanzania, and parts of eastern Congo. The kingdom had been in existence as far back as the 14th century, after the dissolution of the Chwezi Empire. It was started by Rukidi Mpuga, part of the Babito dynasty that succeeded the Bachwezi. The kingdom had political, social, and economic structures. Socially, people were organized into clans, with each clan performing a specific duty in the royal courtyard. For example, the Basita clan were the artisans and craftsmen. The Abalisa clan were the shepherds of the king's cattle. This kind of arrangement, which is seen in many other African kingdoms, gave the people a sense of pride and unity. Politically, the king had absolute authority and had an organized structure under him, which encompassed the county chief, parish chief, sub-parish, and village chief to execute his duties. Economically, the people of Bunyoro were divided into fishermen, farmers, blacksmiths, and salt processors. The Abanyakabiro got their living through the exchange of this salt and fish. Salt processing in Kibiro still goes on up to today. Lake Albert, locally known as Lake Mwitanzinga, was a source of fish production, and the fishermen who resided along it were called the Bagungu. Now let's look at the man Kabalega. Kabalega was many things, including being a genius, a military strategist with an imperial ambition to match. With a reference to the Kabalega Foundation, let's talk about Omukama Kabalega. The word Omukama comes from the Chwezi word of ruler. Omukama Kabalega ruled Bunyoro from 1870 to 1899, and he is a celebrated hero among the Banyoro, the Ugandans, and Africans at large for fighting against British colonialism. He ascended the throne at the young age of 16, and he was the 23rd Omukama of the Babito dynasty. He chose the throne name Chwa II after Omukama Chwa I Entenkore Rumona Mahanga, whose stories inspired him as a child. He was also later named Yokana, which is John in English, after being baptized in captivity. Omukama Kabalega led a historical revival of his kingdom and acquired some of the lost territories which his kingdom had lost. During his reign, there were increase in food production, cattle keeping, and trade. At that time, Bunyoro was the center of iron smelting and had the Kabiro salt work, which was worth more than gold at that time. His blacksmith, who acquired the art of duplicating European guns, manufactured him his famous Bajingairebata gun, which he used to fight the British colonialists. In June 1872, he defeated Samuel Baker at Masindi, frustrating his attempts to annex Bunyoro to the entire Lake Victoria region. In 1888, Kabalega supported Kalema of Buganda, who defeated Mwanga and had Mwanga flee to a nearby area where he lived for a year before he was able to come back to his kingdom. At the height of the British offensive on his kingdom, Kabalega went into hiding in Acholi under the protection of Chief Awik Abok of Paira. For 5 years, Kabalega was able to fend off the British colonialists with his famous rebellion called Nyangire. On April 1899, Kabalega was shot in the arm by the British. The British captured him together with King Mwanga of Buganda, who was also anti-imperialist, and together they were exiled to Seychelles Island, an island off the coast of East Africa. He lived here for 24 years. They all lived there for 24 years. And in 1923, he was granted permission to return to Bunyoro. Sadly, he never made it to his kingdom. He died just before he reached the boundaries of his kingdom in a place called Jinja in present Busoga. Let's look at his achievements. During his reign, Bunyoro discovered a cure for sleeping sickness. Bunyoro citizens used to be immunized against endemic syphilis. At that time, Bunyoro was the center of iron smelting and had the Kabiro salt work, which was worth more than gold that time. However, the Bunyoro or Kabalega's Bunyoro kingdom has gone down far in history. For the first time, a Caesarean section was successfully witnessed by a white missionary and medic called Dr. R.W. Felix. Before that date, this was in 1879, before that date, Caesarean sections that were carried out elsewhere would always result into the death of either the mother or the child. However, among the Bunyoro, this was routine, and the missionary observed the Bunyoro had a very sophisticated surgical technique dating back a long time. In essence, Kabalega gave the world the Caesarean section. So the world has a lot to be grateful for, because in Bunyoro, all the Caesarean sections that were performed there were successful and very hygienic. They used to use banana plantation juice as one of the antiseptic liquid to clean the ladies who are giving birth. Kabalega has gone down in history for all these achievements and is really worth talking about and being remembered for all these achievements. This year was 100 years since Omukama Kabalega died, and it was commemorated in his kingdom. He was buried in his kingdom in the royal tombs. In 1872, Murchison Falls, located in his kingdom, which is in Murchison Falls National Park, was named Kabalega Falls by the then President Idi Amin. In 2009, Kabalega was declared a national hero of Uganda by the present President Yoweri Museveni. Kabalega has gone down in history for putting up a strong resistance against colonialism, and he will always be remembered for that. Thank you for watching. This has been our hero today. Probably next time we'll look at another hero, African hero. Hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you next time. You do take care. Bye for now. Sorry, I meant 1972, not 1872, when Murchison Falls was named Kabalega Falls by the then President Idi Amin. Okay?